You know this word, yeah?
Yeah.
God is a soul,
Mm-hmm.
a body to execute his purpose
Mm-hmm.
on the planet.
We're all vessels, innit?
We're all vessels. And
Yeah.
the devil also needs a soul,
100%.
a being,
Yeah.
to execute its purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, choose which of them are you.
Exactly.
Which of them are you?
Even the Bible says, choose ye this day who you will serve.
Who you will serve.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Make up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Make up your mind. Because if you don't make up your mind,
Yeah.
the Bible also said you can't be a lukewarm.
Yeah.
It's either you're cold or hot.
Exactly.
If you're
There's
lukewarm,
no gray area.
nah,
It's
they will
either
spit
black
you
or
out.
white.
Have a stand.
There you go.
They said, people said if you don't have a stand, you fall for everything. But if you think about it, if you want to have a balance, you can still have a balance and not to fall for everything, and not to be hot and not to be cold. You can still balance it up. You can choose to be both. It's like people will tell you, do you know somebody, people, they have extrovert and have introverts. I'm an introverted person, but I can be an extroverted person when I'm cool with you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
100%. I'm like that as well. Like, I feel like that's where our connection has come from, innit?
That's right.
Like, when you see me when I'm about, I'm comfortable doing stuff on my own.
That's right.
Not because I can't connect with people or I don't know how to network. I know how to do that stuff.
But
at the same time, I'm comfortable on my own. And when I'm around people, I'm even comfortable as well.
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just being able to navigate regardless of the terrain. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Makes you a good soldier.
Yeah. But I feel like it's very important to spend time on your own. Because a lot of people don't know who they really are.
Absolutely.
Because all they do is trying to find out what that friend or this friend is doing today. What are you doing next weekend?
Yeah.
Or if I'm not invited to, people have this fear of missing out.
Yeah.
I don't care about shit like that, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I have my own mind, innit?
That's right.
If I feel like participating in something, I'm going to do that. If I don't feel like it, I'm cool.
That's what it is.
I'm not missing out on shit, bro.
Because you know yourself. Is it who said that man know thyself? You got to know yourself.
Of course.
If you don't know yourself, everything moves you.
Yeah.
When you know yourself, you become a cornerstone where people run.
My guy. Come on, man.
And they're saved.
Boss.
You get what I'm saying? You become a cornerstone.
Yeah.
Just chill. Nothing moves you. People come and say, hey, because you know yourself.
There you go.
Nothing moves you.
Stone
will be here. Nothing is going to move the stone.
At all.
Put it here, 100 years to come.
Yeah.
If you don't come and move it, it's not going to move. It's going to be there. It's going to be there.
Solid as a rock.
Solid as a rock. You get what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
So it's in life, people need to just know that it's not a bad thing to be alone. Sometimes you need to be alone to figure yourself out.
It's necessary, bro.
You need to close the curtain, disconnect, especially if you have a purpose. Close the curtain, disconnect, focus, go on your target, achieve, and come back refreshed.
Exactly. Obviously, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, bro. Like, we're talking about this digital world, innit?
Yeah.
And I feel like I've gained so much knowledge from just watching and listening to other people.
Yeah.
And the common theme from what I've learned is most successful people spend a lot of time on their own. Not because they want to be lonely.
That's right.
But I feel like in order for you to achieve your purpose and bring that into reality, you got to spend time on your own and think things through, write things down. Do you get what I'm saying? Have a plan.
Yeah.
Work on yourself.
Yeah.
So that when you come out to this world, you've got something to offer.
That's right.
Because not because spending time with people is wrong or is bad. There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
But you need to know who you are.
That's right.
You need to know what you bring to this world, what you bring into the table.
That's right.
And you can't know that if you don't spend time with yourself.
Because sometimes multitude could be a distraction.
True.
When you're alone, if you want to know yourself, if you want to really know who you are, what you do behind closed door, what you say behind closed door when you're alone, is who you are.
That's what determines who you're about.
Absolutely. If you close the door and you motivate yourself and say, hey, you see this journey? I will see to the end. That's who you are. You're a fighter.
To yourself.
If you close the door and say, oh man, the world is against me. Your pity, self-pity.
Self-pity, man.
You remain there.
Yeah.
So what you do behind closed doors is who you are. If you close the curtain and tell yourself you're good, you're good. If you stay on your own, you discover yourself. If you stay on your own, when you discover yourself is when you go out and tell people, I think I can do this.
Exactly.
That time you discover yourself is when you have the ability to tell people you can do this. But if you haven't discovered yourself, people will tell you, give you options, and you will fall. for so many options.
Because I feel like the world's full of distractions.
Oh yes,
there's so many things that could just distract you from your pivot.
That's the purpose of the world, to take you off
balance,
take
you away from your purpose,
take you off balance. It's for you to be able to stand your ground and say, hey.
And that's where spirituality comes into play.
That's the manual.
Once
you need.
You've got that backing and you've got that foundation.
That's where you run to.
Exactly.
The cornerstone you run to, the hard rock you run to, and say, hey, what's going on? I need that. That's most times
you speak to yourself.
You speak to yourself.
People see and think, is this guy crazy? No, I'm not crazy.
I am not.
I'm completely sound.
I am pushing myself out of that zone, taking myself somewhere better.
There you go.
You know, when you don't do that, you wouldn't find that that purpose. You know, that's why my mom always says, sit down and advise yourself. People might advise you, but the best advice is the one you give to yourself.
Because you know yourself.
You know yourself. You know yourself. I have a friend who he's always spending, and he tells you, listen, if I have a project, whatever I have, if the tie is 10K,
I'm gonna invest it.
I'll put it right there. I'd rather be broke and just put it right there.
Yeah.
But if you tell me to every month, I should just give you a bit by bit. I know I'm too kind. You might run to me and say, hey, you need, a couple. I give you. You need a couple. I give you. You need a couple. I give you. He knows himself. That's why he's saying, once there is a project, I just put the whole money there.
Because I know how I move.
I know how I move. He knows himself. If he doesn't know himself, he'll be missing.
He'll be persuaded by anything.
The wind and the fresh air of the life will just be moving him around, and he will never find 100%. A place to settle.
I feel like that comes with maturity and experience in life as well.
Yes.
Because most of the things that I know now are things that I probably knew when I was younger. But it's that application.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You started applying it when?
Because obviously, like, from science, your brain doesn't develop fully until you're like 25.
That's right.
So there's so many things you're going to go through in life and think, why did I make that mistake? Why did I do that?
Yeah. But you needed to make the mistake to figure it out.
Exactly. There you go. So I feel like even if people beat themselves down, oh my God, I've done this again. No, it's cool.
Self-pity can help.
Those mistakes are cool to make, man.
Yeah.
It's necessary. Because then tomorrow
you will never go back. You never do it again.
Exactly.
If you don't make some mistakes in your life, when the mistake is coming, you will see it as something good.
Yeah.
But if you made that mistake previously, when it's coming, you'll be like, hey, get thee behind me.
You've learned your lesson.
Absolutely.
You know where you're going now.
But sometimes experiences are not meant to happen to you for you to get that experience. You can sit down and watch from a distance and get an experience.
Yeah.
It must not necessarily happen to you.
It doesn't need to be your experience.
It doesn't need to be you.
But see, this is why I feel like some human beings are different. And I put myself in that category as well. You could tell me something, bro.
Yeah.
You could tell me, see, if you go straight down this road and you turn left, there's a fire there. Don't go down that road. I can hear what you're saying. As soon as you leave, I'm like, you know what?
You think about it.
Let me go see what's up over there, and then find out for myself.
Yeah.
I feel like some people learn by going through stuff by themselves. And some people are cool to just say, you know what?
I take it by your word.
That, you know what? I don't even need to go confirm that.
That's right.
I'm cool. So what kind of learner are you?
You see, I am somebody who likes to try and see.
Yeah.
Just like
let me see for myself.
Let me see for myself.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can't do it? Let me try. It's better I try and fail than not trying at all. I try, I fail, that's fine. But if you tell me, sometimes what people tell you might not be right. They might, they have said something to you out of their personal fear, not experience.
Yeah.
Personal fear.
They're portraying their fear on you.
Thank you. And if you're vulnerable like that, you just absorb it. You just took it in, and you miss your blessing. It's like somebody you get into an office and they tell you, nothing is working here perfectly and everything is rubbish and everything. But you come in, and when you come in, things begin to straighten up for you.
Because you're coming in with a different energy.
You get what I'm saying?
Even if it sounds and looks like
you get what I'm saying?
But I'm coming here with that energy. You know
absolutely.
What? I'm gonna take my time and sort things
out. And see it for myself.
Yeah.
And it might end up being to your favor. But if you had it been you took those advice they gave you out of fear, out of their own fear, or out of their own dissatisfaction of the environment, you will lose your blessings. Because I am somebody who you tell me it's not gonna work here, let me try. And I ended up getting things out of the same place. They told me not to try.
100%.
So
I'll tell you a story, bro. like obviously I grew up in Nigeria and it's same as you, bro. So when you remember, like in Nigeria, you take common entrance to go to like secondary school.
Yes.
So I always wanted to go to Air Force.
Yeah.
Because I had a cousin who went there. I've got friends from my neighborhood who went to the school, innit? And it's got a high reputation.
Absolutely.
So I always wanted to go there. But like, you know, our system in Nigeria, before going there, like I said, you got to take a common entrance.
Absolutely.
So when I took the exams for the school, bro, I was 100% confident that I passed. But the way the school is set up, when the results of the exam come out, they send a teacher to go to like the headquarters to have a look at everyone's results. And then she or he comes back to the school
with the
to
information.
report.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on this very day, the teacher goes, has a look, checks the results, comes back. So there's about 4 or 5 of us that took the exam for that school.
Yeah.
And she said, only 2 people passed.
What?
And my name was not amongst the 2 that passed. So I was like, nah, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
But my faith came from very young, you know. Going back to what we were saying earlier.
Faith.
You know what I'm saying?
Faith.
Just charity begins at home. Just
Absolutely.
having that background
Foundation.
that my parents always told me, like, regardless of what people say.
What you tell yourself.
Do you know what I'm saying? Matters. So I said to myself, I don't really believe that. But because the teacher said that, I was like, okay, you know what? Cool, that's fine. I'm going to try another school.
Yeah.
So bearing in mind, this is the final year of primary school, isn't it?
That's right.
You're going secondary school now.
Yeah.
So I went to the graduation, right? So I'm just chilling around, hanging around with friends. And a family friend of mine saw me. And she was like, are you not supposed to be going back to school today?
Yeah.
What are you doing here? I'm like, going back to what school?
So what are you saying?
She's like, I went to the headquarters myself yesterday. And I was just having a look at names. Yeah. And I saw your name. I was like, what is this, like,
are you
1st of April? Is this April Fool or something? Are you trying to fuck with my head?
Yes,
She's like, no, I'm being serious. I saw your name. So I said, okay, no problem. That's fine. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
So I told my dad. And my dad was like part of the occasion, so he was busy doing things.
Yeah.
So when I told him, he looked at me like, bro, are you
serious?
Trying to play with me?
Me?
He's like, okay, cool, that's fine. When the occasion's done, and we're gonna go check for ourselves. So we drove down to the headquarters. This was on a Sunday. So we went down there, bro. I had a look at the name, and because my surname starts with A in it, so my A like is at the top. So my name was on there. Like I saw my name.
Yeah, you're black.
And it's like I didn't feel it because I knew.
Yeah.
I was already confident.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you knowing something before you know. It's just like you. How do I put it now? You know you're going to buy something. Yeah. And you ended up buying it.
Yeah.
It's like I knew I would always get it.
Do you know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? In life, man, people will always tell you stuff about yourself. But it's about what you believe.
What you tell yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Because your energy is powerful, man. Like. Even this world was created by words of mouth.
Oh yeah.
That's why I say to people, man, be careful of what you say. Be careful of what you say.
Absolutely.
Because people are like,
the universe listens
wake
to you.
up in the morning and say, you know what, I don't feel too good today.
That's when you begin to feel down.
You've sent a message to your system.
That's right.
And you're telling everything about, you know what,
it goes down.
Not going to be a good
It goes
day.
down.
And if you watch how your day unfolds,
it's going to be that way.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's necessary, regardless of what's happening around you, bro. Everything could crumble down. But if you have a strong mentality of faith, of belief, do you know what I'm saying?
Speak positivity.
Speak life
at all times. The universe listens to you.
100%.
I am somebody who everything I have said with my mouth, I have achieved it.
100%.
Though the Bible said it might tarry, by the end of the day,
it'll come to pass.
It will come to pass. So when you don't speak, you're not getting it. Speak. Stop. They say, do it with your knees. Do it even if you're crippled. Do it with your stomach. Just do it.
Just do it.
You don't know where it's going to lead you to. You know,
because words are powerful, man.
Say it.
And the world was created by words.
Listen.
Let there be.
You call it to being. It will come to pass. If you say you need to pay a mortgage, once you tell yourself, hey, this mortgage, I'm going to pay this mortgage. It's like when you have a phone contract, for example, and you tell yourself, I'm going to make sure I pay this phone contract. It sticks to you because you've spoken to it. But when you're docile about it, you're not going to achieve it. Whatever you say to yourself, you see some women tell, I'm not beautiful. The reason why they're saying that to themselves is because They have absorbed what people have told them a couple of times.
And you know how much, you know how powerful words are. You could say that about yourself, and that's gonna even make other people believe that about you.
That's right.
Even when, like, you're naturally that person.
It makes you.
You're naturally beautiful.
This is another.
Or you're
thing.
naturally capable of doing stuff.
That's right.
But because you've said to yourself,
you begin to display yourself in towards that direction.
Exactly.
People begin to see you that way.
Yeah, exactly.
If you tell yourself you're beautiful, you're handsome, people will begin to, because what you tell yourself is what you are. If you tell yourself you're handsome, you begin to do things that makes you look handsome. If you tell yourself you're beautiful, you carry yourself like that. But if you tell yourself you're not beautiful, you will never wake up and have a shower. You will never go to the shop and buy some clothes on and put it on and buy some makeup and get yourself fixed up. You begin to, that's where depression comes in.
That's it.
Depression is a disease where sometimes people don't know how or when they put themselves into depression. Depression is something you have psychologically, putting yourself into.
And staying there.
And stay there.
Staying there.
And stay there. It takes a lot of processes to get you off the place.
Of course.
And people have to be very conscious of not going into that zone. Because that zone is very dangerous. That's why I said, whatever you do, even if it's the only one meal you have, eat it and still have faith.
That's it.
Eat it and still tell yourself it's going to be all right.
Yeah, believe that.
Eat it
if
and
I've
still
had
see
this today, then the next one will come.
Listen, God called Abraham and said, what can you see? What can you see? Whatever you see, that's what I will give you.
Yeah.
So if you
look as far as you can.
Look as far.
I'm not telling you what you're gonna have.
I am not telling you
to look.
Just look. Don't, even if you are afraid. Look. Even if you're in doubt. Look.
My God.
Look. Don't be afraid. You don't know. This life, it's not programmed for anybody
at all.
It's what you fight for yourself. Is what you get.
So you know when you hear people talk about, I feel like my life is already written. It's a script. It's already been programmed to be a certain way. I feel like that's bullshit, man. If that's the case, why would God give you the power of choice?
Thank you.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because your choice, that's what gives you the ability to shape your reality, isn't it?
Exactly. The beauty of God is the mystery of God. God, His beauty is that because it's mysterious. If you take away mysterious from God, it's no more God.
Exactly.
That's why it's called signs and wonders.
There you go.
When you don't have anything, all of a sudden something comes and you smile. You be like, I'm there.
Come on.
But if you're sure of this thing, you take it for granted.
Of course.
You will never know that miracle happens. When you have somebody who is sick and the whole hospital will say, hey, this guy is going off so time. And all of a sudden, they've written that person off. All of a sudden, something changed. With that thing that changed is the reason why you begin to know that there is miracle.
100%.
If you take it away from life, life is nothing. If you take that thing away from life, you will never see the beauty of life. If you take that thing away from life, you will never know that God exists. If you take that thing away from life, you will think that you're the alpha of omega of yourself. And nothing moves you. And you've seen it all. And the things that put you to smile, to shock you, everybody has gotten to that stage in their life where something shook them. They'll be like, ooh, I never knew. I was talking about this, but I never knew that this thing would come to me. You were saying it in faith. All right? But you didn't know it's going to come. When it came, you'll be like, yeah, I got it.
You know, one thing I've learned as well in life, bro, this is from my personal experience. Like, when I set myself goals, I want you to let me know if this applies to you as well. You know, when I set myself goals in life, and I envision how I'm gonna feel when I complete that goal.
That's right.
And when it actually happens, you know, sometimes I don't even feel anything, bro.
You know why?
Why?
It's because,
like, the thing that I've been
let
praying
me tell you something.
I'm working hard
Let me tell you why.
When that actually happens,
you will never celebrate. You'll be like, okay,
it's just a normal feeling.
You know why?
What's that?
Because the next step is about to come.
Okay.
The next step is, this is not the end of it. Because life is about steps ahead.
You know, my perspective was, because it's happened so many times, and I sat down and thought about this deeply. And my conclusion, I said to myself, maybe it's because I had so much faith and belief that this is going to happen, that it's already happened in the spiritual realm. So
and
by
that's the
the
reason
time
why
it's
it
happening, the
comes.
physical,
It comes.
it's
You
like,
just like,
I
nah,
already
I'm
knew it
cool.
happened.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's the faith
Yeah.
working right there.
Yeah.
But sometimes the reason why you don't celebrate
Mm.
is because, when you're looking to buy a car, I don't know, whatever car, 2022 or 2023, yeah, and once you bought the car, you will not be like, okay, that's fine, I'm not going to say. But when you don't have it, when you've never bought it before, you are looking forward to getting it.
The anticipation is high.
It's there.
Yeah.
But once you have it, something
nothing.
will tell you it's nothing no more.
Now
And
you
you will
want
see
more.
yourself, thank you. That's why I said, that something else is coming. It's not just buying the car. You got to pay some bills for that. You have some other plans you need to make.
True.
Because you've achieved this now.
Yeah.
This is not the end of your life. Unless the person is ending today,
Yeah.
he's not going to have any other challenges.
That makes sense.
When you know there's another challenge coming ahead of time, you
don't have time to sit down and celebrate. It's like, okay, cool. I've done this now. On to the next.
On to the next. That's just life.
Because there's always room for improvement, You can't be complacent.
That's the reason why you don't celebrate, because that improvement is the next stage of your life you're going to, you're heading to. Because if you're celebrating because of that, so what are you going to do when you have a car of more than that amount? What are you going to do?
So you can't live your life just celebrating.
You can't just live your life. Listen, once you have prayed, you've worked it out, and you have the faith, and it comes to fulfillment. One, you've put in the works. That work you're going through.
Faith without work is
nothing.
Dead,
it's nothing. That's the reason why you just say that's okay. It's normal. But when you didn't have it, it was all over your brain, telling you, man, how do I get this thing? But as soon as you get it, normal. It's just like looking for a beautiful woman.
Yeah. Do you feel like, I don't know, do you think that's a positive or a negative? Because I feel like
it's a good thing.
We want stuff so much in life, innit?
Yeah.
And when you do actually achieve these things,
yeah,
it feels empty. It feels like nothing.
Because life is empty.
Because I was watching an interview with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And he was showing all his belts.
Yeah.
And the interview said, "Yo, you've achieved so much greatness.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal."
Yeah.
And his response was, "This is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This means nothing to me. It's just material shit."
You know why he's saying that?
Why?
He has achieved those plans, and he now realized that. So is it Solomon or who David said, vanity upon vanity? Yeah. He has achieved those things. When he didn't have those things, he was walking towards it. He has seen this. It's just like when you're a billionaire. You've seen the sufferness, you suffered and you became a billionaire. There is no amount of money that will come to your account that will move you. That's what it is. He has walked himself off that poverty line, and he has enjoyed everything he wants to do in this life. There is no need of thinking, hey, you get what I'm saying? There's no...
So where does the happiness, where does the joy of success come from then?
Listen, this
because there has to be something at the end of the tunnel.
The joy of success is because you dreamed for it and you planned for it, and maybe people tells you maybe they said to you won't be able to get this thing. Yeah, you use the zeal to prove them wrong. Okay, success makes you happy. Okay, you know why it makes you happy? Because there are some people who wrote you off, and you say to yourself, or you intentionally tell yourself, I'm going to achieve this thing. And when you achieve it, you're happy. You're good. Nothing moves you. Because that's the goal target you've set for yourself. Yeah. You become happy. You're joyous about everything because you've achieved what you're looking for. It's like whatever you're looking for, once you get it, it's nothing. That's life for you. It's nothing. You can't keep thinking that I get this. No, unless you want to end your life. Like I said, unless the person is ending today. Yeah. There are so many things ahead of you that celebration is like, it's like this. Once you're alive, yeah, it keeps going like this. Sometimes it might just fluctuate, yeah, but there's always a room to celebrate. You can't celebrate you having whatever now, and that means you're not aspiring to get something further. Yeah. But it's good to celebrate yourself when you achieve a milestone. You know why? It gives you that confidence that
whatever that sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. You can do it. You know, but one thing I don't want people to see is when you get there, you think everybody coming behind you is not what's coming up. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like, don't over celebrate and put people in that sequence where they will go into depression. be wise and be emotionally intelligent to celebrate. It's like a billionaire stepping in. You know why some people don't like billionaires? Some billionaire, for example, Bill Gates, all those billionaires. You see them, but they wear very simple. You know they are rich, but they don't want to put it to people's faces that they are rich. They are multi-billionaires.
They're very modest.
They are modest because they know why. They know why they do like that, because they don't want people who are aspiring to be like them to write themselves up to say, hey, I can't achieve where this guy has gotten to. I'm not doing my best. It's just like when somebody is putting his or her celebration to your face. That's a human thing. Some people will see it as, being wrong, but intelligent person will tell you, yeah, you can celebrate. That's why they said people don't kill what they don't know. If you achieve something, you celebrate yourself. You don't put it to people's faces. Keep it low key. You don't put it to people's faces. You live longer. My father will always say, if you want to live longer, celebrate yourself. Don't put it in the public, because people kill what they know, but what they don't know, they will never kill it.
That's it, man. Like even my parents have always told me, man, see, when you have plans, keep it to yourself.
Oh yeah.
And if you're gonna share those plans, share it with people that are
like minds.
Like I'm saying, like minds, on the same frequency.
Absolutely.
Because people might not necessarily go out of their way to stop you from achieving your goals.
Yeah, it might not be intentional.
But people could have like a negative mindset.
Oh yeah.
Someone could wish you
without knowing.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, loosely.
That energy
loosely
is what could fuck up your shit.
Absolutely.
Do you get what I'm saying? So rather than tell people about your plans, just work towards it, man.
Oh yeah.
Achieve it, and then when you do that, people will see that anyway.
Hey,
you don't have to go around blowing your trumpet saying, "Yo, this is what I'm trying to
That's
do."
why I said people kill what they know.
Yeah.
Sometimes the reason why people don't get what you're looking for is because they put it in the public before attending to that stuff. You see, the world listens, the universe listens.
Of course.
Once you speak something you haven't executed, achieved, you will see the devil will come from all angles to try to bring you down. Yeah. But when you seal it up in your heart, speak it to yourself and tell your God what you want. Once it comes to fulfillment, that's why in Africa, people tell you there are some women when they're pregnant, you might never know. At the end of the day, you see them giving birth.
No bad energy.
No bad energy. Stay far away until you see it. You can't do anything then. True. Whatever you're trying to do, then we are smart to block it. But if you put it out there, you see the devils will just run around you, try to make you feel, what it is.
Yeah, of course.
Life.
You want to top up?
Yes, brother. Life. It's all about. Thank you, brother. Life is all about, guiding yourself and guiding your emotions. Life is all about seeing things from a very good perspective.
Yeah.
Life is all about you not writing yourself up and just, dealing with yourself all the time. Do you get me? But if you put yourself in a position where you understand that this life is a journey, sometimes you might get there.
Yeah.
Some other times they might not get there. Yeah. But just know that there is no script to this life. If you think there is a script, you're mocking God.
True.
Forget about whatever tell you. My life is planned, is figured out. It's a man thing. That's why they said man proposed, God disposes. You think you know God. That's why he said your life is now put together. That means you're mocking God. You're making him not to be, to show his skills, to flex his muscles.
Yeah.
To tell you that, hey, I can hold you for 1 minute. Exactly. And I can push you for 1 minute. So when you say your life is all put together, yes, you put it yourself. You did that yourself, but that might not be God's plan for you.
So why do you think a lot of successful people in life, majority of them, they don't ever speak about God? They don't ever speak about spirituality, bro. But then again, if you're thinking to yourself as a believer, you think, you know what? People, obviously, at the end of the day, vanity is vanity. That's calm. But the same Bible says we're going to live prosperous on this earth, innit?
Yeah.
But why do you think majority of people that actually believe and are spiritual don't actually live a fulfilled life? It's people who don't even speak about, they don't care about spirituality. They don't. Do you get what I'm saying? How come these are the most successful people in life? Because I understand the concept, but I want your opinion.
My opinion might be different. in a nutshell, I would say there are people who are spiritual, but they're not godly. It's a different thing. All right,
That's deep.
They might not want to speak about God. All right, because you know why? They sat down and they think about the market where the blessings is coming from. So it might be a pagan, it might be a Christian, it might be a Muslim, it might be a Buddhist. That is their market, people that they get the money from. So if they take a stand for whatever they believe in, you see other people, leaving them behind, moving away from them. So they choose to seal it up and do their thing without speaking about God.
So do you think that if you believe in God, you should be able to stand up and speak about Him regardless, knowing that what God's got me.
That's what it is.
So I shouldn't be ashamed.
Absolutely.
To be at the highest level in life.
Absolutely.
And speak about God.
Absolutely. This thing you just said now, it's the reason why I tell you that this world we live in now is different. If you know your God and you're a strong believer, God says He's always going to provide. Don't be afraid of preaching the gospel. If you think the only thing that will put you is when you're too religious about it.
Yeah.
So
when you say too religious, what do you mean, bro?
When I mean too religious is because I'm a Muslim, because I'm a Buddhist. You don't want to relate with me.
So you start putting labels on your beliefs.
You get what I'm saying?
Spirituality. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Because I feel like in this world, a lot of people put titles and tags.
Oh yes.
Over the actual
thing,
substance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm pastor this, or I'm reverend, and all these titles, bro.
Yeah.
But let's get down to the nitty gritty, innit? What are you really about?
I tell people that Christianity, the reason why Christianity is the way it is because we have so many different interpretations of the Bible. King James Version, Revised Standard Version, New Testament, whatever. It's the same thing, but different translation. And everybody reads that Bible and understands it differently.
Of course.
Islam, Quran is one. Wherever you go, it's Quran. No different translation. All right? Now, that's the problem we are having as a Christian. Because of that different translation and different understanding.
And different denominations as well.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Because you have Pentecostal, you have
everywhere,
Baptist,
everybody countering each other with. By the end of the day, it's still the same race that we're running.
True.
Winning the soul for God. Preaching the gospel for God. Making sure that, whatever we do is for God. But that different, that diversification or that opinion, segregation makes it look.
Fucks it up, innit?
Thank you very much. But if it only would be one, it makes more sense than, Islam is one. If you go to Islam, you see them, they're just one. I tell people, for example, Christianity, take away the signs and wonders, it's gone. That's what we believe. That faith is signs and wonders. You want to put it to practice and see if God will act.
I feel like I see a lot of hypocrites in church now. I see a lot of hypocrites in church, bro. Like, I feel like it's become so commercialized, bro. It's more about the look. So people are turn up for service just because of the look. When people are more concerned about how they're gonna turn up looking.
Yeah.
What am I gonna dress like? Like, what the hell, bro?
At the same time, brother,
do you get what I'm saying?
I get you. But at the same time, the gospel needs money to be preached.
Not really.
I tell you.
Okay.
For example, you go to Africa, you go to Nigeria. When you go to Nigeria, there are some interior villages. They don't know what's Christian or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
The only thing that you need to go there is when you send missionaries, sponsor them, pay their taxes, pay their boss, pay their fare, give them accommodation, take them over there. That's when they can capture those people's soul and bring them to gospel, to Christ, and lead them to Christ. But if you don't have the finances...
But see, this is why I'm going to differ with you, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because even the Bible says that His word's going to go to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
So whether the finance is available or not, bro, God's word is going to reach where it
But
needs
the
to reach.
word,
Because you know why?
yes,
He's not going to return for his people
yeah,
until
yeah.
he knows that every stone has been turned.
Thank you.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So obviously he's facilitated us with the ability to
Yeah.
like reach out to
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
missionaries,
yeah,
evangelists,
yeah.
all this kind of stuff.
yeah,
He's done that.
yeah,
But at the same time,
yeah.
it's not a requirement.
Now,
I feel like as Christians,
yeah,
we've put money, finance,
Yeah.
glamour, all
Yeah.
this stuff above the actual essence of
I
the
get
message.
what you're
You know
saying.
what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Because when you turn up to churches, bro, these buildings, they look
Yes.
crazy, bro.
I get
But
what you're
then
saying.
again, the church,
Yeah,
it's me and you.
absolutely. You're
Do you
very
know what I'm
correct.
saying?
You're very correct.
Not the building,
I get you
but we place so much emphasis
on the
on the building,
now.
how we turn up, how we're pulling up,
Yes,
bro. It's like,
this is
are we
it's
here to
it's
party or are we
it's
here to worship?
It's we, the human, the
Yeah.
Christians.
Yeah.
We are the people who makes the church look like that.
Of course.
The purpose of the church,
Yeah.
it's for to bring your consciousness
Fellowship.
to God, fellowship.
Yeah.
Now, let me go back to what I was saying with regards to finances with gospel.
Okay.
You cannot. You said the word of God will go round. The word of God cannot go round. It must have to be taken by somebody to a destination.
Even in this digital world.
Zambiza, they don't know what is internet, brother. They don't know what is internet.
Okay.
Human being needs to be there presently to convince them that Christ exists. There are some people in villages.
Do you feel like there's not? I feel like even in the villages, bro.
Yeah.
There's still people.
Yeah. There are still people.
There's still people.
There's still
so you
people.
don't necessarily need missionaries to be there.
Listen, brother, there are still people. That's why I said everybody. There are people who need to push for them to get to the promised land.
Okay.
People over there might know the gospel, but they don't know how to dispatch the gospel to win those souls.
Okay, now you're talking.
You get what I'm saying?
Now you're talking.
So what you need is to bottle it up a little bit.
Yeah.
By bringing the gospel, the missionaries, to revive them. They might be there and they speak their language. The missionaries will come and say, hey, the gospel is preached this way in English. Translate to your village people. You see them relating what the gospel is saying in English, translated to their dialect, and those people are getting it. So if they're not there, they can't win those souls. Some villages don't know what is internet.
Yeah.
Some villages don't know what is a mobile phone in Africa, in some African countries.
Of course. Yeah.
So how do they live?
Not just Africa, bro.
I'm just
countries.
everywhere across the globe.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's why I said the gospel needs the money. But what I don't like is when the gospel, they make you feel if you don't contribute, your blessing is going to deviate.
This is what I'm saying. So, like me personally, this is one of the reasons why I don't go to church.
Brother,
let me land.
Listen. You need to step in there sometimes to receive the atmosphere.
Check this out. See, with me, I'm an energy guy.
Yeah.
My life's all about energy, bro.
Yeah.
Like if I step into a building, and I feel a certain type, I shouldn't feel that way.
Same here.
If I'm in the presence of God, I should feel like, you know what, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
This is where I want to worship.
I get you.
But if I go there and it's all about surface level stuff,
stuff
that's
not deep.
I'm like, what's the point?
The Bible said, do not forget the gathering of the brethren. The brethren is the church. The gathering is the church. It's only you that can walk into a church and feel. Let me give an example. Me personally, I don't go to all churches. I can come to your church and I will tell you your church is empty. I didn't mean empty in human being.
I know what you're saying, the souls.
Yeah.
People's attention.
Oh, yeah. I can step into a church and I will tell you, listen, there is Holy Spirit here. And that's a fact. Whether you like it or not. You might not get it now, but later on you'll figure out what I just told you is what it is. Now, this thing called, religion, especially Christianity, sometimes they give you that surface of the Bible where, they give you one side of it to woe you in. To make you feel guilty.
Prosperity gospel, isn't it? Sometimes
prosperity is good. It's good to preach to people, to
motivate. It's like just about
it can't be that. It can't,
because prosperity is not going to come if you don't have the fundamentals.
Thank you. Now that's why I said if you listen to the gospel, the preachers of the gospels, I love them differently. I will tell you, this person preaches about prosperity. This person preaches about faith. This person preaches about righteousness. I love them differently. You know why? I pick from here, pick from here, pick from here, pick from here. join to my own self.
Of course.
It makes more sense. But when I see you begin to preach only prosperity without preaching holiness, preaching prosperity without preaching forgiveness, preaching prosperity without preaching togetherness, being kind, humanity, being vulnerable, letting people know that Christ came for the people who are not wealthy, for the less privileged, making everybody feel among. Islam, be you a billionaire, be you whatever, you go to the same mosque, everybody's the same. No segregation. You can, yes, you might say the Arabic segregation. They say in the front of it are the top layer people. You get what I'm saying? But you see that there is atmosphere.
Obviously, in every organization, there has to be leaders.
There has to be leaders.
It's understandable.
It's understandable.
But I feel like in our faith, and
we take it as level, bro. Thank you. That's what I'm about to say.
You have people sitting up there.
You get me.
You got people that can only go to the vestry.
You get me.
When even the Bible said once that curtain was split open, the church is open. But we still have. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So sometimes let us begin to know that. Listen. If you begin to, okay, let me give an example. 2020, somebody gave me a story that during the lockdown, they locked the church everywhere.
Yeah.
Because of the lockdown, the COVID.
Of course.
And a guy just got out of the prison and was looking for a church to go to give his life to Christ. And he couldn't find any.
Yeah.
And he got angry. Now, when everything,
settled down.
He went to that church, like a close church that he was looking for, they could open and say, hey, during the COVID, you guys locked us out. We're looking for places that we can go for Christ to capture us. We couldn't find any. I am angry with you guys. You know what they did?
Wow.
They said the church or the leaders of the church, started now attacking the guy. I said, why? If I was there, I would stand up for the guy. I understood that the government made that policy to make sure everybody's safe.
Is this in Nigeria?
No, here.
Oh, here. Okay, cool.
I understood that the government put that policy to make sure everyone is safe. All right? But there are places that needed to be a cornerstone where people run into. Church is one of it.
But obviously, that's true, and that should happen. But when you think about the health side of things, it makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get you.
Like, obviously, I don't want to speak about whether I believed in COVID or...
No, I'm not going there.
We don't even need to go there.
I'm not going there. I'm saying
from their perspective.
I'm saying from the guy's perspective. He's saying I was looking for a place where I can... He was talking to the church. Not the COVID thing. He was talking to the church. I was looking for... That church was supposed to be open.
But the people, most churches were doing online service and stuff like that. Brother, but I know that's different.
There's a
difference between
there is a gifting that comes when you are in the midst of
being
the
in the presence. Yeah. I feel you.
Trust me, you are distracted when you're online worshiping, unless you give your all
devotion.
But when you step in there, it's a different thing. Now, what I'm saying is, in that situation, and like I said, government put that restriction. That's fine because of the health wise.
Of course.
But churches are meant to be the reason why churches are like family.
But the church doesn't have the power to say, you know what?
I get you.
Regardless of what the government's saying, we're gonna stay.
Even the Bible said government after God is the government.
There you go.
So you can't question that.
Law, innit?
You will have to obey the law. You don't have to question that.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is in a very, I don't know how to put it, but I'm just trying to let church know that there
should still be
some
sort of
like, hey, this door is open. Hey, come in. I know this is what you're looking for. Hey, I bless you. I let your soul be free.
But isn't that where, if people are actually connected to God properly, the way they should be, rather than saying they are, isn't that where God talks to people and says, see? Because I remember, like, when you read the Bible, you could see when God used to send messengers. Say, there's a man. There's a woman in this city. That I need you to go and speak to. So don't you think stuff like that could have happened for that guy? God would have sent someone and say, you know what? Go speak to this guy in this area or this region. He needs to get to me.
Yes.
And I need you to go and speak to that person.
Yes.
Don't you think that would happen?
That would have happened.
Because obviously, like, God's not going to go against the law.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying?
The law. It is the law.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So don't you think, like, because back in the day, stuff like that used to happen. Like God has said, like Apostle Paul, go over there
Yeah.
and speak to these guys.
Yeah.
So don't you think God would have sent someone to go speak to dude?
Well, this is a question where I would say, I don't know if God sent somebody. I don't know if God didn't send anybody.
Okay.
God might send somebody. Even himself might be God sent to speak about that issue.
Okay.
Because
that's another perspective.
Oh, yes.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know, because that's the reason why maybe God pushed him to that church and say, hey, this might be where your salvation will come from.
Yeah.
But those people there were in, I don't know how to put it, open or whatever to receive him, to say, hey, listen, he didn't just come out of the prison. I was just looking for churches, and
it was that particular church.
Was that particular church. That's a direction. He went there. He might have gone through past some other churches, but there is something that led him to that church.
Yeah, maybe he had a vision or something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he still went back there when everything opened, when they lapsed everything. He went back to the same church and said, hey, I ran to this church, nobody received me. So there is something there is a reason why God pushed him to that same church. He could have, that time it didn't open. He could have just gone to another place and just sell it to himself and didn't go back to the same church after. You know what I'm saying? After everything they've opened everything. But he still went back to the same church to tell them, this was my experience with you guys. You get what I'm saying? So life, religion is difficult. Sometimes I don't know how it is because it is now. Before it was the religion that superseded the government. The religion made it the law. Now it's the government that is making the law for the religious people. Because in the Bible, if you go back, it was
100%.
It was religion that was making the law.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna divert a little bit from religion and stuff.
That's fine.
If we stick to that topic,
it's a long one.
We could talk from now until next year.
Oh yeah.
So so what I'm gonna do now is just try and summarize, obviously, the podcast, innit?
Yeah.
You've spoken about so many subjects that are very interesting, bro. So going forward, what are your plans in it? What are your visions? What are the things that you have in mind to bring to fruition, bro?
Hey, you see that thing called humanity and kindness, yeah? I have a charity organization.
Okay.
The purpose of the reason why I'm created is just to be generous to human.
Exactly.
Humanness is my soul. Being kind is my joy. Being kind is my fulfillment. I don't see. I'm somebody who you might have whatever you have, yeah. And I tell you, this is where I derive my joy, and that's where I derive my joy. My purpose right now is to focus, to nurture my charity organization, to bring happiness to souls, to the have-nots. That's what I don't call them the less privileged because they can have tomorrow. That's why I call them the have-nots. If you don't have now, they might have tomorrow.
100%.
My purpose is to channel them. Let them know that, listen, though it might tarry, some point, one point or the other, the light will come.
Facts.
The light will come. So I just want to bring life to people, give happiness to human being. When you hold touch for me, you're still holding touch for yourself.
Of course, because
you know
we
that
can both see the road.
That's what it is. That's my purpose. That's whatever I'm planning now. Is just to make sure I hold touch for the next man.
Beautiful. I like that.
Because that exactly gives me the purpose.
I like that.
To pick, to get myself.
I like that.
To discover myself the more.
Yeah, because so many people are very self-centered, isn't it? But I feel like every human being's purpose here on earth, regardless of what you're here to do on yourself or by yourself, you still need to facilitate and help others.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like the first rule or the first law is love, innit?
Yeah.
And even the Bible says, love your neighbor.
That's
love
right.
yourself.
Absolutely.
So whatever I wish for myself is what
I wish for my neighbor.
I wish for my brother and stuff. So I like that, bro, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. But you know what? This conversation has been beautiful. We've spoken about lots of subjects, and obviously in the future, I want us to have a part 2 again.
Yeah.
Maybe in a different setting.
Yeah.
Maybe with more people.
Yes, that's
you know what I'm saying? So people could throw questions.
Absolutely.
And we could talk about it. But bro, listen, Jimmy, man.
Yes, brother.
I appreciate you for coming to the platform. Like we spoke about before the podcast, man. I feel like when we meet people in life, innit, sometimes depending on the setting, we tend to be very limited in our conversations.
That's right.
Or in our settings. Like, you know what? If we met at a club, we need to just keep it like that. But I feel like as human beings, bro, the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
We need to expand.
The world is yours.
We need to broaden our horizons.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So we need to elevate each other, bro.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things, that I don't know.
That's right.
And likewise.
That's right.
So we need to build each other.
The left hand beats the right hand, the right hand beats
exactly.
the left hand.
So I want to use this opportunity to say thank you, bro.
I appreciate it, bro, for
coming to the podcast and just sharing your knowledge and wisdom.
I appreciate it.
It's appreciated, bro.
My brother.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. Love,
Right,
man.
guys.
Listen. What I have to say is life might be difficult. Things might be tough. But you know what? It will never, ever, be dark at all times. There comes a time in your life where you think God has, left you behind or the world has moved on without you. Don't give up. Giving up is not an option. The muscles of your heart should keep you going. Listen, be kind. Be kind. Make sure if each one can reach one, each one can teach one. Life will be much better. Brother,
love that.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thanks, man.
Peace.